Most people come to Hound Tor for the views, but hidden beneath these ancient granite rocks is the story of a village lost to time. Owen Buster's back, although judging by the look of him, he's already halfway up the tour. Hello, and we are back on the moor as a trio. So it is not as hot as what it has been, and today we're exploring Hound Tor and the medieval village and a few other rocks along the way. So come on the journey with us. One of the best things about Hound Tor is that you don't have to hike for hours to reach it. From the nearby car park, it's only a short walk before these incredible granite towers come into view, making it one of the most accessible and rewarding walks on Dartmoor. But Hound Tor is much more than a beautiful viewpoint. The granite you see here began forming around 280 million years ago, deep beneath the Earth's surface. Over millions of years, wind, rain, and ice gradually exposed and shaped these dramatic rock formations into the landscape we see today. Hound Tor is also steeped in legend, which I will tell you about later. But just below the tor lies one of Dartmoor's hidden treasures, and that's where we are heading now. You can tell this one's not been out on the moor for a while because he's just so excited. So, Buster! Bust! Buster, what's this? Feet! Feet! Good boy! So we have just found the medieval village that sits just below Hound Tor. So I'll show you around and I'll give you a few facts. The village was founded around AD 1200 to 1250, during a period when England's population was growing and more land was being farmed. The village wasn't abandoned overnight, it was likely abandoned because of these several events. The Great Famine of 1315 to 1317. Disease killed livestock. In 1348 the Black Death reached England, killing a large part of the population. Standing here today, it's hard to imagine that 800 years ago this quiet hillside was filled with the sounds of family, livestock, and daily life. Now all that's left are the granite walls and the wind, a reminder that even entire communities can disappear while the moor quietly carries on. Can you just imagine living out here in the medieval times? It would be like with no water, no electric. But hey, at least you get a brilliant view of Hound Tor behind you. From here we headed down into the valley, following a path through the ancient woodlands. Walking beneath these old trees, it's easy to imagine generations before us taking the same route. Villagers heading between settlements, farmers moving livestock, and people who knew this landscape long before we did. And of course, Buster had his own priorities, because no woodland adventure is complete without finding somewhere to cool off. A little stream appeared, and within seconds he was straight in. So we have just made it to, I think it's called Smallacombe Rocks. And if you look over there in the distance, there is Hound Tor. So we've come down into the valley and back up again. And I think that's Greator Rocks. And we're heading this way. We're about halfway now. So let's see where this goes. As we headed back out onto the open moor, Hound Tor was never far from sight, standing proudly on the horizon and guiding our way. Along the way we discovered an old quarry, carved into the landscape by generations of workers. It's strange to think that this quiet spot would once have been filled with the sound of industry, men cutting stone, carts moving along the tramway, and granite from Dartmoor making its way into the wider world. But the other side now, we've crossed back over that brook again, and there is like the quarry that we saw. We followed the old Hound Tor tram line away. I think that's small something rocks where we were up, and we're just going to go up here to Greator Rocks, I think it's called, before heading back up to Hound Tor and then back down to the car park. So this is us just walking back up to Hound Tor. So yeah, I'll show you some pictures, more shots of Hound Tor, and I'll tell you a little about why it's called Hound Tor. Legend says that a witch fleeing across Dartmoor was chased with her 2 faithful hounds. To escape her pursuers, she cast a spell that turned herself and her hounds into stone, leaving them frozen forever amongst the rocks of Hound Tor. Whether you believe the legend or not, standing beneath these ancient granite towers, it's easy to see why Dartmoor has inspired stories of mystery and magic for generations. So yeah, we're just coming to the end of the walk, but if you've liked this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more from us, hit the subscribe button. Comment below what your favourite tour on Dartmoor is.